Hi, guys, and welcome to Life Talks with Crystal Phoenix. Today we're gonna have a bit of fun. I got some good friends of mine with me. Here we're kind of talking about being straight up with our intentions and not letting the world around us have us waver on our intention and our path. So, I'm going to bring my wonderful friends onto the stage. First, I'm going to introduce my beautiful sister, Lexi, who is the founder of Inspire Light, a new nonprofit to help um, sex trafficking victims or survivors, and specifically young mothers, to reintegrate into the world and have support. Um, she's amazing person. And now my other beautiful friend, and a lot of you know Miss Sharon because she's been on my channel before, Miss Sharon Byrne. She's
Hi.
just amazing person, amazing coach, and actually has started her own YouTube channel, which I will be posting the link soon. And then last but definitely not least, Frenchman Ollie, and I do believe we will be having one or two other people surprise us and jump in as well.
Surprise!
So welcome everybody. Starting with Lexi, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the nitty gritty.
Okay. Hey, y'all. So I'm Alexandria, but most call me Lexi. I am a scientific recruiter currently building with a collective, a nonprofit called Inspire Light, which is a sanctuary for mothers who endured sexual exploitation and human sex trafficking to help them find a sense of belonging first with themselves, reintegrate with their family and children, and also with the community too.
All right. Now, Sharon.
Yes,
unmute yourself, honey.
I am Sharon Byrne. I am a certified life and well-being coach and a co-author in many anthologies. I am a multi-passionate person, and I work with families to help them beat burnout. And I work on issues around mental health and making sure that we're giving mental health the same respect and attention and priority that our physical health gets. And my goal is to help families be stronger by helping the individual members of those families be stronger so that the family unit can be stronger, so that we can have stronger communities and a stronger society as a whole. And that's
Awesome.
much me in a nutshell.
Well, I do have one more person to welcome to the stage before my handsome Ollie introduces himself, the beautiful Miss Divine, whom you guys have met once before as well. So, Ollie, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, welcome, Miss Divine. Maxine, such a blessing to see you here. And thank you, Crystal, for allowing us to have a voice. So, my name is Oli. I am a neuro language coach, language enthusiast. So, I help humans to elevate through languages learning. And I'm also a human igniter. I love to connect each of us and to bring the light in others, and including myself. I also have to advocate to myself also to bring the light within me. And I am also a co-author of the anthologies Beyond Boundaries and really soon Rebel with a Cause. And aside that, I hold space each Saturday and each Tuesday, Saturday for mental health and Tuesday for helping you to master languages. That's it for me. Thank you so much, Crystal.
All right. And last but not least, Miss Divine, please introduce yourself.
Oh my goodness. This is my beautiful peoples. Hello. Well, I am everything in my bio and more. I would say that holistic practitioner, different healing modalities. Here comes my little girl in the background. See, this is real life. Okay. Thank you, baby.
Absolutely. And
Um,
we love that, we're all about the family, we're all about the kids, I love that.
Thank you. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you. So yeah, everything. If you guys want to get to know me more, the best thing we could do is just, follow up with each other, check out each other's bios. But I'm all about getting into the different healing modalities and navigating the soul and the heart into alignment so we can start living more authentically on purpose with unconditional love for each other. So this is what I love to do. I support everybody, whether I am present or not. My energy is always present, right? I'm an energy intuitive as well. So yeah, that's basically pretty much about me.
Well, now I did promise a little bit of fun and some, visual aids to you guys when we were talking. Basically what I wanted to talk about with everything that's been going on lately and whatnot, how it's so easy to get lost in the noise and the lights and everything that's around. And having people not be straightforward with their, intentions and things. Like, the song Straight Up by Paula Abdul is a great, reference to that, because it doesn't necessarily have to just be about your love interest. You want people to be straight up about their intentions when they befriend you, when they connect with you, you know. And the song, it's like, it goes straight up. Now tell me, you gonna love me forever, or am I just a hit and run? Is this just a, I'm gonna use you for what I can get and then leave, or are you gonna be in it for the long haul? Are we making a legitimate, deep connection of cooperation, collaboration within the business place and within our relationships? Because when you collaborate with other people, you do connect on a emotional level. And when you're working with people, especially with projects that you're very passionate about, you do really connect. And when people don't reciprocate, when they aren't straight up, when they're fake, it really does make you waver, and it hurts and it's hard. So people not being straight up with their intentions can make things muddled and make it hard to follow through. So, and hi Izzy, thank you all guys for coming. I do see you in the chat. So before I bring up the fun visual aid, does anybody want to chime in on this?
I just wanted to say really quick that I do think sometimes people they might be when they first approach you legitimate or genuine about their intention, at least with their initial reach out to you. But then as time goes on, it might morph and it might change. And I think that's where each one of us has to take some ownership and responsibility, in the sense of, I know for myself, I have to learn to trust my own instincts more and really listen to those instincts, because there are times where I get red flags and I kind of just push those red flags off to the side and be like, and okay, fine, you get one red flag, you push it off to the side because you want to give somebody a chance. You don't want to just immediately think the worst. But now I'm getting a second red flag, a third red flag, and I'm just doing what I do, and all people are good, and and stuff like that. So I do realize, and I have been learning over time, that yeah, people aren't always well intentioned, even for when we have good intentions and we're givers, and people will take a good heart and take advantage of that heart. And That's not only a social media thing, it's a life lesson thing. I think but I still, the optimist, sorry, that was a hard word for me right now, in me says that we have to take responsibility to really listen to our own intuition. And take a step back and say, you know what? It was great while it lasted, whether it lasted 5 minutes or 5 years. It was great while it lasted, but I need to take a step back and shut this door. So that's what I wanted to add, Crystal.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Ollie. I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah, in fact, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I would say, and it's something to say it, and I still have to embody it. There is love everywhere. And at the same time, there is love within first. If I don't have love for me, before sending love outside, the love that I send outside is from an empty shell. So I truly believe that I have to love myself, and there is a song that I try to embody more and more, the song of Elton John. I'm gonna love me again. Check in on my very best friends, find a wind to fill my sails, rise above the broken rails. And so finding our inner love allows us to navigate into this world already filled, already fueled, and not relying on the external love to seek affection, to seek something external. So that's my insight. Thank you so much, Crystal.
And it's a really good insight. And honestly, a lot has been going on lately. And Lexi, you actually kind of inspired this room today, not gonna lie. With I was honestly very proud of you with how you handled yesterday and everything. Um, I'm not gonna share your story or anything, even though it's partially mine because of how close I am to that person too. But the way that you processed and you were able to clear out the muddiness and the cobwebs pretty quickly. You know, it would have taken me, if I was you in that position, it probably would have taken me a few more days at least to do it. So you really are kind of the one that inspired this whole thing with me. You know.
I just want to say I receive with so much love and grace that compliment, because for someone on the outside to see the inner work that I've been doing without even saying anything and having that acknowledged, is such a huge acknowledgement. And for me, it just reminds me of how far I've come and how far I've grown, and really appreciating where I am in the present moment, and being open to continue to grow with like-hearted and minded people. Um, so I'm in 12, well, I have worked at 12 steps. I am a woman in recovery and a woman of creator. And I live the values and principles I learned in the room to the best of my ability, in my everyday. And I've learned to develop a lifestyle that's expanded upon those values that best work for me, to each their own with how they live. And um, one of the things we hear when somebody goes back out or they relapse is we do not hurt our wounded. But of course, I received news yesterday about a fellow who went back out that I really have a deep connection with as a brother, as a friend, and I've really learned a lot from, and vice versa. And when I first heard the news, yeah, I cried for a little bit. But I had to get in touch with my insides and become curious, and first realizing that, like, this is not me. Like, it's okay that I'm feeling this response to hearing this news, but I do not need to attach myself to this because this is not my story. However, also appreciating that balance of being there for someone, especially when they have fallen, and being there for them and holding space, in love and grace, and just being that reflection of love until they can be able to really embody that themselves. And once they do, still love them anyways, and being there no matter what. And I felt feelings truthfully because I've been trying to reach out to this person for a couple weeks and they've kind of been MIA for a while. And I kind of know the signs because I've done it myself. Like, I've been where I've been there, and there's a lot of times that I've been there until I really embrace that lesson of self-love and practicing that to the best of my ability with values and principles that I developed with doing work from the inside out, not the outside in, and continue to do that work and give it back. And yeah, I was a little upset because of how this person went and told a whole room about it, but didn't feel comfortable to even ask for help. And I had to move through that because I literally was just giving it to my higher power, saying this anger that I was feeling, please turn it over, please change this over. What's the opposite of this anger that I'm feeling? I want to have compassion. I want to have compassion because I have been there. And I know this anger does not help me. It does not help that person, especially when they're in that space. Um, and still being that reminder that I'm always there, and I was thankful I was even able to go on stage and speak to them because I've been trying to reach out for a while to this person. Um, and after the incident, of course, I don't want to say the incident, it was just being able to speak to this person and say that I'm still going to pray for you. I'm still going to be there for you. I'm going to be in your corner even if you fall. Because that's what I wanted when I had no one, when I messed up, when I fell, and had to continue to really be there for me and persevere for me. And I was really thankful. I just really used the attitude of gratitude and finding gratitude, and especially with that situation, within my own practice, within where I am in my life, and how I'm there for others as well, especially when they are on their own individual journey, and still giving them love without judgment. And of course, like I spoke about it with my husband, because he knew how much this person meant to me, and I was thankful that he was able to hold space for me, and most importantly, giving it to my higher power, know that God got him, God got us, no matter what, and appreciating the power of acceptance, the power of love, and most importantly, the power of gratitude, and just being able to detach and utilize those tools that I choose, the power of choice to come to myself every day, power of meditation, the power of breath work, the power of yoga, these things, the power of journaling, these things really help me connect with myself. And I'm thankful I honor time and make time every single day, even if it's only 10 minutes, to connect with my inside. So when things like this come out of left field, I don't need to hold on to it or attach myself to it. I can feel it and really embrace those emotions that are coming up with what are they telling me, and moving through it to the best of my abilities with those values and principles that were given to me from like-minded and hearted people.
Absolutely. And I want to welcome my beautiful friend, Miss 702. She actually is one of my dear friends from YouTube, whereas I know the rest of you from LinkedIn. So real quick, just kind of say hi, hun. Do a little introduction, and then we're going to get back to the conversation. Please, Miss 702.
Hi, ladies and gents. You guys have an amazing panel. I've been listening in on my way home, and I'm so happy to join you. I make content on YouTube about feeling good and finding yourself and self love. So I've just started my journey. Crystal has been very instrumental to me, loving myself again and doing the things I need to be brave enough to do for myself. She is amazing.
Oh, stop. You're making me blush. So, Divine, did you want to pipe in, or should I show my little visual aid real quick to kind of paint a picture as to what I'm talking about? And so all of our viewers can laugh at me because it is a video from my vacation.
Well, I just want to say that I'm really, really, I don't want to use the word proud, but I'm really grateful for the transparency and the unconditional love, Lexi, Alexandria. And I felt that. I felt it when you spoke, not just today, but I felt it when you spoke in that conversation. I felt your energy and your emotions, right? So you have the ability to release those emotions and really get it out and express yourself. And when you release those emotions, you're releasing, whatever that may be inside of there. They may be feeling some sadness, like you didn't hear me, whatever it may be, but you're allowing yourself to release those and have a transparent conversation, right? Straight up now tell me. Now, guys, this is one of my favorite songs, Crystal. So when you said that straight up now tell me, it's like we do have to have those conversations. If we have a connection with somebody that's important to us, both parties got to feel this way. Because when we have important connections, we reciprocate that communication and we reach out. But now there's sometimes we don't know what's really going on with the person fully from within. They may be experiencing some things, right? And so we allow that time and that space and that unconditional love to allow them to experience what they want to. And then it's like, when you see them again and when they show up, it's like, wow, have I been received? And it's like, it's okay to feel that way. And we can talk about it. Whenever you're ready to come out, whenever you're ready to show up, whatever it may be, but having those deep, real, authentic conversations when you have a connection with somebody is very important. I am all for reciprocity, communication, and relationships, even in our community, because universal law of reciprocity is important. You think about the infinity sign, right? It has to be an exchange. So I always incorporate that when it comes to love, right, Ollie? And it has to be exchanged, And I know that we go through things, but eventually, if we truly have a deep connection with somebody, it has to be straight up now tell me. We have to come together and have that conversation. No expectation when, but it should happen eventually. Thank you, love. I yield it there.
So I couldn't.
Yes.
There's no way to raise my hand, but I was just wondering if I could add something really quickly before you show your visual.
You know how I run my lives. Come on now.
I don't want to not ask, but anyway. So I just want to say, I was really touched by the grace that Lexi gave that person yesterday, and I was also really touched by the grace that she gave herself. To allow herself to feel the gamut of emotions that were around the event for her, because she does have a very strong connection with this person. But I also want to add, I want to add also that I don't think that this person that was going through the difficult time was intentionally not being straight up with people, because here's the thing. I believe that this person couldn't be straight up with Lexi or anybody else because he couldn't be straight up with himself. And if you can't be straight up with yourself about what you're experiencing, you're never going to be able to be straight up with anybody else. So I'm not excusing this person for not responding to Lexi or anything like that, but it's just really important, I think, to remember, as Divine said, we don't really know what's going on in that person's head. And I also happen to know this person and know Lexi very well and know their connection. And I think for this person, and I talked to Lexi about this yesterday, I think for this person, not only could he not face himself, but he couldn't face Lexi either because of their connection and of their, narrative that they have, because it really is a tight bond. So I think that when we're looking at situations, we have to try and look at it's not easy. None of this is easy, but I do think we have to try and look at it from all sides if we could. And I just once again want to reiterate that the grace that you showed that person last night, Lexi, and the grace that you showed yourself for allowing yourself to feel the gamut of emotions, I don't like the word proud either, Divine, in this situation, but I am just so proud for you, not of you, but for you. So That's what I wanted to add. Thank you, Crystal, for letting me.
Um, so I had some things I wanted to say to that, knowing that person as well, but I think we're going to move on on this one because, yes, the whole situation is what inspired this room, but that's not what we're here to talk about and discuss. So, on that, you ever go into like those tunnels and you just feel disorientated? You know, life can be a lot like that. When Matt and I were in Branson, we went to the Ripley's, believe it or not. Um, and there was this one cool room, and Matt and I decided to like do an experiment with it, and he got a video of me. So the whole point of the video was to just show the whole how life can be disorientating. The whole room, it really felt like it was spinning and the floor was uneven. And that's how things can feel when you are bombarded from all sides with emotion, with everything. And so I wanted to use that as kind of a reference to, show, yeah, even when you're uneven, there are ways to be able to push through it. Like I said, we experimented different ways to get through the room without wobbling or touching the rails. It was kind of a challenge. It was actually really funny. But to having that tunnel vision of not wavering from what your mission, what your goals are, not letting outside influences, all the swirling lights, bright sounds, all of it impact us in a way that we waver and shake from our true intentions and who we are meant to be and our goals. So that's why I wanted to show that, because I thought it was funny. Of course, Matt walks through like almost perfect and like the first time. So yeah, but that's just him. So what is your opinion or views about, having tunnel vision while everything in the world is trying to pull you in different ways and make you uneven in your footing? Because people that aren't straight up with you, that and want to undermine you and distract you, that is what it feels like. You're going through a distortion tunnel where the floor is uneven and moving and shifting, and you've got everything swirling around, and all you want to do is get to the other side. But you almost feel dizzy and you can't. How do you pull out of that? With Lexi's smile, I'm going to pick on her first.
Gotta learn how to swim. That's my answer. You gotta learn how to swim, baby. Don't be afraid of those waves, but then have the discernment as to which wave you have the power choice to swim. And those ones that you don't, learn how to go into that underneath current and being able to not have it overtake you. And for me, that's where the practice comes in. Breath work has really helped me a lot when it comes to really how to hone in. I don't want to say tunnel vision, but hone in and create discipline for focus when it comes to my intentions and those values that I choose to live my life each and every day. Because I remember when I didn't understand the importance of values or quality, I was so focused on the quantity and the numbers and the followers and the subscribers and bling bling bling. Oh my gosh. But my head couldn't take it. my heart couldn't take it. My heart was trying to talk to me, but I wasn't listening. So that's why I'm thankful for the power of choice and the power of creativity, because that's helped me stay consistent on the discipline that I choose to have for myself when it comes to aligning my intentions and values that I want to align to and be, so my life can receive that and give that back to me. Because it's an inside job. Everything on the outside is a reflection of what's going on inside of me. And there's a lot of different ways that we can practice this focus. Qigong, I love Qigong as well. That was another practice that helped me a lot with aligning with the breath, with slow pace movements with my body. And it really slowed things down for me. And really, I was able to see and feel my own energy, the electric magnetic field that a lot of us forget that we have because we are frequency beyond these meat suits, that I'm thankful that I can be in this physical form today. And yoga, I kind of transitioned from Qigong to yoga with my meditation as well, for a couple of reasons. Because of a community that I'm associated with, Art of Peaceful Living, where there's a lot of people who've had that practice themselves, and that kind of helped my yoga practice. But I don't even practice with them. I practice by myself, but it's just nice that I know that there's other people I'm associated with that embody that for them, because it feels good. And being curious to show up to my mat, even on those days and those mornings that I just don't feel like it. But that's when I really need to hone into myself. And I'm thankful for the power of breath, because the monkey mind is real, y'all. Like, the monkey mind is real, and I can still have that. I still do. But the breath brings me back to center. And then the more that I'm in that place, I can observe without judgment and detach, and also be able to see and broaden my perception and perspectives of the world within me and around me. So I can be able to allow, receive, and give back, and collaborate, forgive, have acceptance, compassion. These things I couldn't do before, all honestly because I understand the importance of value and practice in my life.
That was so beautiful. I came in here right on time.
I love the water references, but then again, you and I, we bond about the whole, being fish.
I'm a Pisces girl. Let go of the flow. Let go to the flow.
So I mean, we both. I'm big with the water. I grew up on the ocean, on boats and everything. My papa was a captain on a private yacht. My dad was a private chef on them, and so any water references are big with me. I actually had one other 8-second video that I was going to show that because it kind of references, when you are at peace and with the world and with yourself, cool things can happen. And yes, Lexi, the first time you saw this video, I wouldn't, you can go ahead and say the same thing.
Turtle Whisperer.
Hey, King Kaylin. I know you said you only had a minute to jump up. That's why I brought you just straight on screen. So, hey, sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm in the car, but I wanted to jump up and say hi to everybody. Hopefully, you guys are all doing good.
Hello.
Hello, Queen.
Hey, Kaylin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Well, thank you.
Good.
So, are you picking up Trinity or
no,
just coming home from grocery shopping kind of thing? Oh, that's right. You were doing laundry. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm at the laundromat. It just got done in the dryer, so then we're heading to Little Caesars and then going home.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Little Caesars.
You got that?
Their breadsticks are the best.
I'm not cooking tonight.
Hey, I love the hair. You look really cute tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I did just drop Trinity off this morning, so she's at her dad's for a week.
All right. So, I really was, going back to the video though, I really was at peace during that weekend. I had just lost, actually, about 3/4 of the people on this stage. We all lost a very close friend of ours the weekend before, ironically, which was my and Matt's anniversary. And so going away for my birthday was just a breath. It was needed to recenter. And when I got back, I felt rejuvenized. And yes, Matt teased me all weekend long. He said that I was 40 divided by 10 was my age, with a remainder of 1, because I was turning 41. And he said I acted like a 4-year-old the whole weekend long. And I was like, well, I'm allowed. But it was amazing, just that recenter. The first morning that we were gone, we went for a hike before the Silver Dollar City was opening, and we're just walking down this nature path, and there's this deer just sitting there chilling. I mean, he let me take video of him, like he's just looking right at me, and it was just so at peace. And he didn't run, he wasn't spooked by us, anything. And when you do find that peace, that calm, those kind of really cool things happen for you. I really was having a conversation with that turtle, by the way. Matt only recorded like a little bit of it, but me and that turtle, we had a bond. Now, I love sea turtles. They are beautiful and majestic, and I've seen them hatch when I lived down in Florida, helped a few of them get into the ocean and everything. So I really do appreciate them. And I appreciate the water and everything around me. But it's so easy, like in that tunnel, to lose your balance when you're trying to help others and lift others up, and you forget and put your things on the back burner. And that's when everything starts spinning out of control. And within the last few weeks, and really within last night and today, I heard that song, and everything that happened, I was just like, straight up, I need to focus on what's important to me. Yes, uplifting others, helping others is important. I mean, working with Lexi on Inspire Light and everything, that is a passion for me. What her vision is so beautiful and amazing that I'm very proud to be a part of it and to be her assistant. But that doesn't mean that I need to push my passion aside either. And my passion, as many of you know, is giving a voice to those that are silenced. With my big book project, that is, I'm calling all of you guys, that have a story to share, to write. And this is only the first anthology series that I'm doing. Once the domestic abuse series is completed and done, and Inspire Light's a little bit further along, in honor of Inspire Light, I will be doing a trafficking anthology series as well. And the proceeds for that series will be going towards Inspire Light, whereas most of the proceeds for this one is going to Break the Silence. Just because I'm passionate about domestic abuse and one thing does not mean that I'm going to forget my other passions and my other friends, but we all need to support each other. And it's hard when people aren't straight up, or they get muddled and other people influence them to turn away. And having the grace to accept it and then welcome them back when they realize their mistake, that things will never be the same. But having the grace to be forgiving and understanding is the big thing. So anybody want to pipe in? I've been jabbering away too much.
Forgiveness. And I feel like that kind of has to start with ourselves first. Um, because any reaction or response that comes from me, especially if it's of a dis-ease or discomfort emotion, and it's project out to some other person, place, or thing, I have to come back to the original source: who, what, when, where, why. And not being afraid to sit with discomfort doesn't mean you have to hold on to it and attach, but move through that resistance and create non-resistance, because on the other side of that resistance is the answer. And forgiveness for me, um, it's a practice. And I know I keep going back to that, but it really is, because there's still things that I'm working on to forgive myself. And I'm thankful for self-love and even buying myself flowers. I have a husband, but I don't need my husband to buy me flowers. I do it because it makes me feel good. I love the smell of it. And just literally coming home with a bouquet that I was able to give to myself because I honor myself in that way, and even giving that little moment, it makes me feel joy and ease and can help me move through that discomfort. And it's also acceptance, I think, as well. And forgiveness for me is forgiving in a way so I can have peace and accepting what has happened. And it doesn't mean that, oh, I'm not going to have emotions about it, but I'm able to move through the emotions a lot quicker, and then holding on to it for so as long, because they're kind of going back to the waves, it's ebbs and flows, and really appreciating the ebbs and the flows, and listening to myself, because that's the inner guide. That is the guide that will move me through those waves. And I can develop that discernment through trial and error, because I'm not going to learn unless I really step out of my comfort zone, move through that resistance. And it's not always pretty and it's not always perfect, and utilizing those tools, acceptance and forgiveness, because it helps me come back to myself, my center and inner peace, so I can give that to others as well.
I
I just
love that.
I do too. Miss 702, you said that you wanted to say something, so speak up, honey.
Yes, what she said really leaned on my front door, because that is the hardest thing I've had to try to heal from in the last year, is forgiving myself. It is so hard to forgive yourself. You think back and you say, you kind of look at yourself as a little person, right? I didn't take care of that little person, you know? I didn't speak for that little person. I didn't make the best decisions for that little person. I didn't protect that little person. It is the hardest when we don't take care of our own little person, you know? So forgiving myself is the hardest thing I'm growing through, because we were taught our whole life not to complain, not to express our emotions, and certainly to hold everybody else's emotions almost higher than ours. Consideration is important, but not to the point where we hurt ourselves. So that is very much what I'm unpacking right now, Miss Alexandria, is being considerate of myself above all. That is very hard. It is very hard, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely. And yes, Ollie, I will let you, you are welcome to speak next, but I wanted to just, I was smiling when Miss 702 was talking, because one of the things that I talk about in my chapter in Moving Beyond Boxes is exactly that. Sharon helped me work through that chapter, so you know what I'm talking about. The whole adage, children are better seen and not heard. You don't air your dirty laundry. You don't talk about it, period. And that is a generational trauma that I'm hoping with the next generation we can break. Expressing our emotions, validating them, whether we agree with somebody or not, how they're feeling, they're entitled to feel however they do. And acknowledging their emotion is important, but also owning yours and being allowed to feel how you feel and not being ashamed of it. We are allowed to, feel anger, sadness, frustration, all of it. Love, happiness, joy, giddiness, being silly. Everybody in this room knows me well enough that I'm all about the silly and, making, making those breaks, breaking the tension with inappropriate comments and jokes, because that's what is needed in that moment, especially when you're talking about deep conversations and hard topics. I will make those comments in what seems like the worst time, but it's because you need to break the tension for a moment, even just for that one moment. Let everybody take a breath, laugh, and then get back into it. But just that one momentarily shift helps, with all of that. Now, my Ollie, my beautiful chocolate loving French man, please go ahead and share with us.
Well, thank you. And I totally resonate with Alexandria, giving myself some flowers. La 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 la. That famous song from Miley Cyrus. I was liking but I Googled. And it's also bringing myself love and being in a non-judgmental space. I'm not going to talk hours about my life, but in the past, I got traumatized as a child and then after as an adolescent. And here comes the darkest part, the shame part. And another keyword is perception. As a child, I was perceiving something that was wrong, but that led me to not express my needs, express my emotions when they arise. An anecdote: I was back to my village because my dad still had the home, but we go back to the city, and then he had to sell the house. But I was playing in the garage and in the street, and my ball landed in the garage, and there was a lot of wood sticks, and with the wood stick there was also clouds. I don't know if it's the word in English, but it's like the metal that are emerging from the sticks. And I was putting my feet on that, so I was wounded, and I was clunking. But I was never warning my dad or his partner at that time that I was wounded. They just realized when it was back to be in Brussels and in the car, they see me clunking, and then they realize, "Ooh, I am wounded." So it's about creating this space of non-judgment. Every voice is welcome, every emotion is welcome, and it's also it's sad because it's something that happens in the school, the binariness, and also in Europe and in Belgium. In France, there was a teacher, and that's sad. I'm not going to the details, but he died just because he was telling something about the history, and one of the students was not liking it. And so, whatever is the student that is expressing or the teacher, we need to create the space where we can speak to each other without killing each other. And we have not the same level as you in US, but sometimes it could be really challenging to talk about things, especially when it comes to religion. So, because I don't know if you knew, but there was also in Norvegia lots of rage about someone posting caricatures of Mahomet. Of course, I condemn this kind of thing. There are people that go through much, but it never worth the killing of someone. So that's my share. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ollie. That is very true. And having those conversations, all of it is very, very hard. So, Kaylin, Miss Sharon, Miss Divine, would anybody like to comment or throw their 2 cents in?
I would like to add something that goes back to something we were saying before. But I think one way that we can quiet the noise and, you know, have a little bit more of that tunnel vision that you were talking about, Crystal, is I've been experiencing a lot of noise over the last month. A lot has happened, and it's been difficult. I've gotten a little bit derailed and had to pull myself back into focus. And one of the ways that I'm doing that and want to share with everybody listening is I've really kind of gone back to look, you know, reconnecting with my why and making sure that I'm doing self introspection and self care through journaling and things like that on a daily or every other day basis so that I stay grounded with who I am and what brought me here in the first place. Because the best way for me, and I think for most of us, to stay grounded and focused is to stay connected with our why. That doesn't mean we can't support others, but we have to not lose ourselves in others' situations and missions and things like that. So
I can respect that. I can. There's been a lot of noise lately, period. And that is kind of why I wanted to, you know, show the tunnel video and everything. Because there's been energy shifts for the last month or so in a lot of different ways. And I felt it, Lexi's felt it, I know Miss Divine has, we all have. And the more in tune you are with yourself and with the energies around you, the easier it is to notice and feel it. Now, whether you allow it to affect you in a positive way or in a negative way is it, and I won't even say it's up to you because there are the outside, you know, factors, but it's how you decide to react in the moment. You know, that the energies are shifting, how you decide, okay, well, this didn't work out the way I wanted it to, so let's shift. Let's pull it. Mercury retrograde, yes. But it's also, it's more than that. There's a supernova that exploded that we actually will be able to see within the next few days. And things like that. And a lot of it is shifting the energies in the atmosphere in just everywhere. And some people are acting completely out of character, and some people are acting in a very, you know, positive way. You know, I'm trying to take the energies that I'm feeling and everything and make a positive shift. And that's what I've been doing as I slowly unclutter is what I'm calling it right now. I'm trying to unclutter my office, my bedroom, but I'm also trying to do it figuratively and kind of remove the energies and people that are not, what's the word I'm looking for, Divine? Because you know where I'm going with this and I just can't. All of a sudden, that aren't in alignment anymore. It's not that they weren't in the beginning, but you know, people change, things shift, and so it's with grace and love that I, you know, I'm saying, okay, well, it's time to move on. I'm gonna love you from over here. Thank you for your influence. Thank you for your help. You know, thank you for the lessons that I've learned. But I'm gonna keep moving on in my own way, and you keep doing your thing. And if we come back together at a later date, you know, cool. If not, I love you from here, but you do you, I'm gonna do me. And it's been a hard lesson to learn, to be able to make those shifts and not try to force the alignment when with people. You know, that it was there, but their views changed or my views changed. And, you know, trying to recognize the fact that, you know, people do grow apart and that's okay. You know, you see true colors at times, also, and things like that. So things shift, energies change, and Lexi is actually a prime example of teaching me this on this one, the shift and being gracious enough to accept it. And then, put my big girl pants on and, acknowledge it and not just push it away and ghost altogether. I've had two similar situations in the last 3 months, and I handled them completely different from each other. And this time around, when I handled it, I feel a lot better than I did before. So, on that one, anybody want to respond and to what I had to, my response to Miss Sharon?
I'm gonna give my last share because I gotta head out, feed the children dinner. But yeah, this has been a great conversation, guys, and it's good to see all of you on video. I haven't seen all of you on video before. Sharon as well, Ollie. Is that a rose quartz? Is that a clear quartz crystal?
It's a selenite.
A selenite. Okay, now I see the reflection. Yes, I see the reflection now. I love it. I guess what I wanted to say was just grace, but separation also brings elevation. And, we have to have more time to separate ourselves because we absorb a lot of energy. Some of us are more sensitive than others, but all human beings absorb data, information, emotions, energy. We're constantly absorbing, and it could be so heavy. It could be so much that where you start to question your own individuality, and you get entangled with other people's energies or their individualities. And it's like, wait, we're all interconnected, but we're all uniquely individuals too. And the more that we understand that, we can have more detachment with unconditional love, like Lexi was talking about, right? We can have more unconditional love and knowing that we don't have to take this as personal, but sometimes personal means that we just care. We love, right? And we connect with people and we don't want to pull away, right? It's like that little favorite teddy bear, that little stuffed animal that you have. And you're like, do I really got to give this away? Or, it's old, right? Or that some people walk, like I say, we're cyclic beings, okay? I know sometimes when I explain things, I could be all over the place because I'm a very sensitive oracle. We are cyclical beings. We are like the moon cycles. We are like the weather. We are like the cycles of, the planets. And you know how sometimes when you have that winter coat on and then the fall time comes and you're like, I have to take this winter coat off. I have to detach from it. And now I can put my jacket on. But some people still want to wear shorts or they want to wear a winter coat in the fall time or the springtime, right? So we all have our different levels of removing programming and even detaching from connections. But we have it with grace. But when there's a flat line in the connection, you know what I'm talking about. When there's a flat line, when there's no ebb and flow, and it's just flat, then it's time to just leave it that way and just go on with your grace, right? Leave it that way. And self-reflection is a good thing too, because a lot of times we will point fingers of what people are doing, but not realizing that's a mirror of what we are also doing as well. So we must be real and we must have grace and know when the flat line is flat. Okay. Don't try to revive something that is just
And that was a lesson that I had to learn because, I would want to revive because I won't lie, I still have abandonment issues. And even when relationships would flatline because of my abandonment issues and feeling like I wasn't enough, I would try to revive it because I didn't want to lose that person, you know, even when it came to my abusive relationship. But I have learned, you know, let that flat line just be and walk away with grace. And it's hard. And I've been learning that lesson a lot lately, and, you know, just being able to let go and declutter my, you know, not just my office and bedroom, but, you know, my heart and my mind. You know, just that shift of, okay, just let it go. If it comes back, cool. You know, ebbs and the like the waves in the ocean, you know, they things come and go in the ocean. The waves never will stop. So,
And I just had two things to say, and then I'm going to have to leave too, Crystal. But I wanted to point out that Derek, I believe you pronounce your name Derek, right? On
Call me
panel?
Oli. Call me Oli.
Oli. Okay, Mr. Oli. You know, there are good triggers and there are bad triggers, right? You know that I have some issues with men now because of my situation, right? And he's been doing something on the panel. Yes, that right there that he does. I recently discovered that when men do that to me, it makes me feel warm and it makes me feel safe. Something as simple as just putting their hand over their heart. I think that's the most endearing thing that a person can do to let you know that you're safe with them. So I appreciate you doing that. I love that very much. And my second thing is I want to thank you for creating this space because I love being somewhere that feels very inclusive. All of us seem very different, but all of us seem to be in the spirit of wanting good for everyone as a whole. So thank you for creating this space that feels safe. Thank you.
you're welcome, honey. This is actually the first time you've actually truly been able to be on one of my panels. So I'm glad you were able to join us. Now I've joined you on other channels, but this is the first time you've joined one of my conversations. So thank you again. And Awakened, I'm going to point out that I did just put Miss Divine's YouTube channel in the comments for you so that you can follow and subscribe because you said you would like to connect with her. So
Thank
I
you,
put
my
that there.
love. And I just want to
So,
say real
Miss
quick to
Divine, yes,
Crystal,
honey, I
I
know
just
you
want
got.
to say you are the connector. You are the connector, and you're a beautiful soul, beautiful spirit. And there's one thing I could say about Crystal, because we've been connected for a while. She already knows that my energy is very sacred to me, and I have so many things going on, right? She's never once said anything to me that was like, you know, I didn't feel rushed. It was like very much in her heart space with me, like responding back to her messages, you know, all of those things. And that's exactly what I need as connections, because I'm not always going to be available. And I have so many other things going on that's personal, but I am devoted and I am committed, meaning that we're going to stay connected. But if the alignment is flatline, then we'll all know, right? But we're going to stay connected because I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to communicate with you. I'm not going to leave people in the dust and the dark and ghosting people. I'm too mature for that. I've done a lot of healing, okay? So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate
Yeah, I rescheduled a live with you 3 different times because of what was going on with your internet and the hurricane and whatnot. So yeah, it, I have to have grace.
communication.
Yeah, of
Divine.
course I'm gonna have grace with you because I know that there are gonna be times where I need grace, where I can't make it to something because I'm sick or honestly just not in the headspace to be able to do it. Or, you know, something comes up with my family. Everybody needs a little grace in
Right.
life.
I just wanted to say bye to everybody because I got to jump off.
Thank you
Divine.
for joining.
Divine.
Ollie had his
Please.
hand raised. Ollie!
Oops. Okay, so I would like to, of course, she is not there anymore, but I would like to give thanks to Miss 702 for her share because it touches me. And it's also because, and I have a lot, I was having my thoughts before, but uh, I'm in the process to be really soon with pronouns he, they. I still have the he, but I would like to extend for the non-binariness, and I feel less and less resonating with me putting on a box of men. So I'm escaping that. So and I said that I was having the metaphor of the doors because I was maybe you know this movie Monster and Inks, and these are monsters that goes to many thousands of doors, and when you say that is flatline, I will say okay, all the doors are not meant to be open. There are doors that we know that they are closed, and at some point I was also trying to revive this flat line in trying to opening doors that was not worth to be opened. It was time consuming for me and probably for the other person, who knows. But it's about now for me, I will not opening doors. I will just see if the other one is willing to open doors in their side, and then I can engage. But I will not push doors that are not meant to be pushed. Maybe it's Jesus that will open doors and let me to open them. But it's about to allowing the grace to envision that there are doors that are closed forever or for a long time because it's not meant to be opened by me. So thank you so much for your analogy about that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Sharon. I know Miss Divine needs to go, but
No, I know. I just, before Divine goes, I just want to say I wanted to respond to what you said and just say it was really great to see you on video. And I love your energy and I love you. And you don't always have to be available, physically, because I know that your energy is always available. And you are just beautiful. And, you resonate with me, your energy and just your message. So it was great to see you live and in person, so to speak. And I just wanted to acknowledge that before you had to cut out. So
That was so felt, Sharon. That was so felt. Thank you so much.
there's my little Kai. I know he's not mine, but there's my little Kai. Thank you, Divine, for joining us. I mean, I kind of sprung this on everybody today. So the fact that you guys showed up, shows, how much you do love and appreciate me and, but my my vision and everything. I mean, I think Miss Divine joined just because I made reference to that song. She even sang it to me in the bit, when we were talking about it. What's funny is I was actually singing it on my phone because I had been playing it. It's one of my favorite songs as well. I also dig me some,
I sang it to you too.
I know, but I dig me some 90s Janet Jackson too. Song again is one of my favorites. But so thank you. Now go feed your kids. Love you. Bye, sweetheart. So
Love you.
before we close out,
Bye, Divine.
I am going to talk about an amazing thing that I was just offered. I am going to be speaking in a Survivor Summit for talking out about suicide awareness on September 7th. I am doing this in memory of our friend that just took her life because it is important. The topic that I'm actually going to be speaking on is living through the loss. Talking about how we can support each other when we do lose someone that we love, and how crucial it is to recognize the signs before it's too late, in hopes of being able to support and show them that they aren't alone, and things like that. So I'm gonna drop the link for the summit if you want to sign up for it and everything. There we go. There it is. but I'm also going to drop it in the chat on both sides so that, hopefully you guys come and support, because suicide awareness and intervention is a big deal. Yes, it is very true that, once that person makes that choice, a lot of times they won't reach out for help at that point. Once that decision is made, and it's a very, very hard decision to make, they won't reach out. They will say their goodbyes in their way, but then that's it. And recognizing that and holding space in your heart for them, recognizing the pain that they are in to make that choice, and loving them and respecting them is a big thing. It is a hard decision to make. And yes, I believe in trying to stop it if you can, and be in support, but also not thinking that they're a coward if it does happen. That's a big thing for me. Because I've been in that space. Now I'm not anymore, but so I know how hard of a choice that is. But on a lighter topic, I want to thank all of you guys for being here and, listening and joining in, because it's all about our intentions and getting through the tunnel of noise and the ground moving. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I found the best way that I found was kind of going through with your eyes half open. Kind of just looking at the ground was the way that I was able to get through it without being unbalanced. But that's not how I want to go through my life, with my eyes half open. I believe in having my eyes open, but also my heart open. No, we don't know everybody's intentions. And as much as I'd love to say, the song Straight Up is true, everybody should be straight up with each other, and we should, out of respect, intentions can change as well. You could be straight up when you first meet the person, but then things happen and things change. What do you do then? You act like Lexi and they accept it and receive it with grace. Yes, go through the emotions of anger, pain, sadness, but then shift and move on. I mean, honestly, Lexi, the way that you were able to shift last night was so amazing to me. Because I couldn't even shift that quickly because of my anxiety of everything that was going on and feeling your pain and his pain and everything. It actually took me probably another hour and a half after you shifted before I was able to shift out of it, but you handled it so amazing. You handled it a lot better than I thought you would, honestly. And I'm very, very proud and inspired by you. Again, hey, inspire light. Huh?
I just wanted to say that be straight up with yourself and not being afraid to do so. And when judgment seeps in, that self-talk, that judgment that you may have on the outside or somebody else or another person or a thing, that's when I need to go and be curious within myself and turn that judgment on the outside of me or even inside of me. I'll have a lot of judgments within myself. Turn that judgment to curiosity. And that's how I started developing non-resistance within my spirit. And it's not like an instant thing all the time. Like there's still things that I observe within myself that I'm overcoming right now and utilizing the practice of the pause, the practice of acceptance, being curious, most importantly, with the things that I do have resistance on. And the baby steps, one step at a time, one breath at a time, and pausing because it's a lesson. This whole experience that we are able to experience here, like this whole life, just being here, is about learning, and it's not about being perfect. And I have had times, Crystal, where like that's why I'm blown away and I'm so honored that you feel this way because this is the first time I've had anybody ever say this to me, like on some real, because yeah, I'm an empath. Yes, I feel things, but I'm learning how to still feel things, but still honor myself and be straight up with myself. And it's a practice. It's definitely a practice because there's some ugly parts of myself that I don't want to see, but I'm learning that that's where the blessings are, or in the ugly parts of me that think I think are ugly. But I can shift that perception within me with the power of curiosity and really embracing my self talk, because the self talk is like the key for me. And affirmations in my meditations when it comes to developing and cultivating kindness, compassion, generosity. You know, for other people, I have to start with myself and be straight up with myself. And it's not always easy. That's why I choose to commit to myself with creativity, with curiosity, and most importantly, acceptance. So it was an honor to be seen in this way, Crystal, because I've been doing a lot of work and I'm not just saying that for clout. Like, I just do that work because I want to feel good. I don't want to have judging thoughts about myself and having shame and guilt and doubt running my life and then replaying my life and then wondering why everything's happening to me, when really, like, it's a shift within myself. It's a perception shift, and most importantly, it's how I talk to myself and what am I feeding myself, not just with my food, but most importantly, what am I watching, what am I listening to, the power of words, the power of frequency, and being able to understand how am I feeling when I'm listening to these things, when I'm watching this content, so I don't get lost in the sauce of the distractions. If it don't feel aligned to me, if it brings disease, it's time to shift on to the next one. My protection is my redirection for something that's greater for me and meant for me. So yeah, it's just being straight up with yourself. Like, you can't control if other people are going to be straight up with you, and finding acceptance for that, because you don't know what they're going through, and having love and compassion. In order to have that, I have to start with myself.
Thank you so much, Lexi, and you are dropping amazing gems to us. I was, by instance, it's really a blessing to have these audio rooms, even if there is an agenda, to see the agenda throwing up away when there is an urgency, to hold the space for anyone who is in despair and who is willing to share, because it's already to have a psychological safety space to be able to share and to receive and to allow the voice to be out. I was thinking about the metaphor because I was watching recently a video I was posting, and these are dogs that are on shelters, and that's the guy that goes into a cage of the dog, and then after at the end of the video you see the change, you see the before and the after, but it takes 30 minutes, and sometimes it could take hours or days to see a dog really open. And it's really to give the grace to listen and to also to say to the dog, good girl, good boy or good girl, it's not your fault, and to be patient with that animal. So of course are not dogs, but I see the relationship that it doesn't like, okay, in one snap of finger up it will be all right. No, it takes time, it takes process. And for that, for dogs, humans, children, adolescents, we need to create a safe space to listen to them and to not enter with our big foot, with our agenda, because in order to see a dog or a human thriving, we need first to put the soil, put the ground, and put all the nutrients in order to see a dog or human blossoming. So it's about psychological safety, and also to realize, to create a non-judgmental space. Whatever you are saying, all is okay. You are welcome to express. That's it. Thank you so much, Crystal, for bringing our voice. And so love to every one of us.
Lexi, what you were saying reminds me of one of the things that I tell writers, especially when we're writing an anthology. You don't want to lose your readers in the story. You don't want them to get lost in the story so that they don't get, what you're trying to say, the point. your vision. So thank you guys for all being here. I truly appreciate it. And somebody looks like he's sleepy. Oh my goodness, I can't wait
he's
till
he's hungry.
Oh, yep. I was gonna say I can't wait till we all go camping and I can get a snuggle.
Thank you,
Right?
Crystal, for holding this space. Thank you to everybody that has been with us and watching, and thank you to everybody that was on the panel, those that are still here and those that are not. We need to continue to have these discussions, and I just, if it's okay, Crystal, I just want to leave people with something that my uncle used to say to me as we were parting. He would say, every time we said goodbye, he would say to me, behave yourself, stay out of trouble. And I would say, nah, that's no fun. I have to get in a little bit of trouble. And then he would say, okay, well, just make sure you stay in touch with yourself. And so that's a message that I've been putting out there to people lately, is I just want everybody to stay in touch with yourself, because when you stay in touch with yourself, that's when you can give grace, and everything that you give to yourself, you can then give to everybody else. And so it may not always be easy, because we grew up in a society that told us that self-care, or, putting ourselves first is
It's selfish.
but it's really not.
Yeah.
It's not selfish. It's how you're able to give.
Yeah.
Because a car cannot run on an empty battery. A car must be, either restocked with the electric. If you have an electric car, you got to plug it in again. If it's gas, then you need gas. You can't run on fumes. And so it's not selfish to fill yourself up.
Yeah.
Killing me, Ollie.
It's very true, though. You can't pour out of an empty cup. You can't pour into others. You can't help others if you are empty. You're on E. And all three of you have called me out on that one about my own self-care and told me, you shut the hell up, Crystal, go to bed, and everything else. Because I am one of the worst when it comes to self-care. And
Gotta start coloring more.
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, I will be like the worst about it, but then I will straight up tell the people that matter. Well, there are three of you plus a few others. Hey, I'm taking a step back. I'm unplugging.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I completely refill. But I will burn the candle at both ends for a while and irritate my friends and people that care about me. Sorry, not sorry. Because that's just who I am. I get very tunnel visioned when I'm doing something that is really, really passionate for me. Lexi, really quick, I'm going to answer this question because it's really simple. Lexi does not. Sharon does. I will post it in the comments. Misha.
Yeah, I gave you. Crystal, on your Facebook, in Facebook Messenger is my
Honey,
LinkedIn.
I've been sharing it, sweetheart.
Awaken, I'm sorry to cut you off. He the one where he's like, I almost ran out of munchies. Hold on to my last drop. You've had me cracking up.
Actually, Lexi, you've spoken with Awakened. That's Misha. That we had that call.
Yeah. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. So, yeah, Misha, I will send you Sharon's YouTube channel. So, but I just want to say thank you guys. When it comes to doing my YouTube lives, unless I have something specific planned, we all know I'm very spur of the moment. I will just get inspired. I do it with my audio rooms too, and say, hey, you want to join me? Let's ride. Come on. Jen Lynn is another one that's good about that. But usually she'll say, I'm doing this. I'm like, all right, let's ride. Let's go. And that's the great thing about, our circle of friends, because one of us will come up with this crazy idea and we're like, all right, that's a horrible idea. Let's do it. You know? And then we're like, and then at the end, but did you die? You know? But that's how we are. You know, we support each other, and especially when it's things like this, because we all have been feeling like we're walking through that tunnel lately with the way that the energies have been shifting and everything. I think Lexi's the only one that hasn't been as affected with the colors and the wavering floor.
I'm
Honestly,
used to it. I've
yeah,
been
right.
swimming since 1993, babe.
I mean, I still have my sea legs, but it's been a bit, you know. And so Lexi really has been my rock, and so have Sharon and Ollie. Queen Kaylin has been amazing and supportive. She's come a long way in everything with us and
He's so cute.
the chroma class with
Lovely.
So, we're all growing and changing, but we're all supporting each other, and we all call each other on our crap too.
Oh yeah.
Lexi's real good about it.
Hold up, that's because I hold myself accountable, and anyone that's in my close circle, I always say, we've had that talk.
No defense needed.
Be my blind spots. Like, I need people to see my blind spots, and
Yeah,
especially when I can't hold myself accountable. Tell me, because I'm not going to be afraid of that. I actually am thankful that people are not afraid to come up to me and kind of be like, maybe reconsider this, or did you really look at this? Maybe start to look at this again, what you're saying, what you're doing. And I'm thankful because I'm not perfect, and having people who are truly in my corner, like they're not saying that they're not doing that to be judging or rude. They're doing that because they want to help fix my crown, and I want to help fix theirs.
Exactly.
It's the true
None of us are perfect.
It's the true traits of friendship when we can be honest and open, and we know
and look at each
also
other
that
and say you're being a bitch.
yeah, but we know that we will not say for harming others. We will say because we want to elevate each other's.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, we call each other out on our crap, but we're also there to support each other. And, like everything that I went through in the last few days, I mean, Lexi was really supportive of my feelings and everything when I was just getting it all out. Sharon was too, but Lexi, I went to Lexi a little bit more than Sharon because Sharon was there, whereas Lexi wasn't in it, and I knew like Lexi would kind of put things into different perspectives, but yet still let me have my feelings, let me be angry and frustrated and work through everything. And now I'm able to hold that space. And
I think that's what that's what all of us do for each other. I mean, I know you went to Lexi more because she came at it from a different angle, but I know that we've talked about, and I know I spoke with Lexi last night, and it was about letting you and Lexi and Ollie and everybody that was there had a different experience within that experience, if that makes sense. And so we had to allow each other to feel all of the feelings. And I'm not perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect. But one of the things that I pride myself on and I try to do for others is I do let people have their feelings, and I encourage people to have their feelings, good, bad, and in between. Because if you hold on to the negative feelings, they will eventually erupt like lava from a volcano. So you have to allow yourself to feel the feelings so that you can move through them and move beyond them. Because if you say, oh, well, good coping is not feeling these feelings and pushing them down, eventually they're going to erupt like a pressure cooker and you're going to lose yourself for longer than you would by just feeling them. So it's very important to me, for myself and for you, Crystal, as a friend, Lexi, Ollie, and everybody else, and my clients. I grew up hearing that I was not allowed to express my negative emotions. I will never tell somebody you cannot express any emotion you're feeling. So, and I want to give, I want to say that to everybody here. Never, never apologize for any of your emotions. The only thing that any of us should ever apologize for is maybe how we react to those emotions and how the reaction to those emotions affect others around us, but never for the emotion or the feeling itself.
I agree. And it's actually a medically proven fact that if you bury it and you keep it inside, it will actually affect you adversely. Medically. Stress,
The body keeps the
trauma.
score.
Yep, exactly. So, Lexi had to go feed Mr. Kai. And I think we all need to feed ourselves in one way or another. So I'm going to say thank you so much for, loving me the way that you do and, saying, let's ride. Hey, at least I, talked about it, this morning. I didn't, just say an hour ago, hey, I'm going live. You want to join? Like I do sometimes, and Sharon, honestly, you have been like one of the biggest supporters of my lives and my audio rooms and really being like my twin almost, as much as I say I'm down, let's ride, you're right there with me. You're just as much, supporting as much as you can, and I truly do appreciate you. And my Ollie, I mean, you know how much I love you. My French chocolate lotus flower. You are amazing, and I can't wait to read your finished chapter in Rebel, because what we were working on and everything that I've seen was amazing, and I'm so excited to see the final. I know that your voice will come out, and that chapter is important, especially because it's about education and trying to do a reform to where kids actually want to learn, make it fun again, integrate. So
With my ravioli voice.
Yes. So thank you everybody for coming. All of our friends and family on LinkedIn and YouTube, I truly appreciate and love all of you. On the YouTube side, please like and subscribe. The links were dropped for everybody's channels that are here. You are much loved and appreciated. And please, guys, remember, reach out if you need somebody. Don't think that you are alone, because you're not.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. Yes, we can.
Everybody needs somebody. It's why I volunteer with Break the Silence, and for the support line. It's why Sharon does what she does, why Ollie does what he does, my dear friend on LinkedIn, Chris. We all are, heart-centered people who want to help and recognize that, everybody needs a shoulder at times. You don't have to go it alone. We may not always agree, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it alone anyway. So with that, I say I love you guys. Thank you very much. Have a blessed night, morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time. Who knows when it'll be? Me, I'm sporadic. But I love you guys. Thank you for all your support, and love each other, treat each other with kindness, because that's how we will change the world.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.